everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and today Apple announced a lot of different products. Some we weren't expecting, such as iPads, but we did get the iPhone 13 and more. So I wanted to go over that quickly, just give you a quick rundown of what comes with them, what's different, and when to expect that you can pick one up for yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first product Apple announced was the iPad. They're replacing the base iPad with a new one with updated internals. So it's the same form factor. You have the same 10.2-inch display, up to 500 nits, and internally they've updated it with the A13 Bionic CPU, so it's up to 20% faster than before. It has an 8-megapixel camera with 1080p 30 recording, but the big update is the forward-facing camera that is now 12 megapixels. It's got an ultra-wide and also supports center stage that they showed with the iPad Pro, so it sort of follows you around. It's iPadOS 15 ready and starts at $329, so it's keeping the same price. Now, the nice thing is it's available right now, and you can order it today and it will deliver by the 24th. So as long as they don't go out of stock, it will be available then. Now, the next thing they announced was a brand new iPad mini with an iPad Air style form factor. So the iPad mini has a new design like many suspected. It's squared off on the edges, has stereo speakers, and has a new 8.3-inch liquid retina display. That also goes up to 500 nits. Internally, though, it gets the A15 Bionic CPU that we see in the new iPhone 13 I'll talk about in a moment. It also gets Touch ID on the power button, so you've got the power sleep awake with Touch ID, and you can option it with cellular with 5G if you want to do that. It also has USB-C, just like the iPad Air and iPad Pro, and supports Apple Pencil 2. So it supports the latest Apple Pencil, and all of the latest accessories are available as well. It starts at $499, and pre-orders are available now, and again, you can get it on $924. So both of those products you can order right now. Now, the next thing they announced was the Apple Watch Series 7. And unlike many of the leaks, it is not squared off in design. So instead, what it has is a larger display that sort of rolls over the edge. So it's a larger display. It has new watch faces as well, and also has up to 50% more screen than the Series 3 Apple Watch. So it's got a much nicer, larger display. And then it's also 70% brighter when your wrist is down. So if your wrist is down with the always-on display, it will be brighter. It has the option for a full keyboard now. You can use quick type or quick path typing to move your finger around it, and it also supports faster charging. It did not get any updates with the sensors or anything else, and you do have the different sorts of finishes that we have now, such as aluminum, stainless steel, as well as titanium. It starts at $399 and will be available later this fall. They didn't say exactly when. Now, Apple today announced the iPhone 13, so they did stick with that name, and they announced 4 different phones as we expected. The iPhone 13 mini, iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro, and Pro Max. So we have 4 different options, and with the iPhone 13 and 13 mini, they're starting at the same price as the 12 and 12 mini of last year, so $699 and $799. But you get a little extra storage at the base model with 128 gigabytes, or you have 256 or 512 for the options. So you have all of those available. You also have some new colors, so you have pink, blue, midnight, starlight, and product red. So those are available. Now, on the front, you have ceramic shield, and you also have the same 5.4 and 6.1 inch displays, but you get a smaller notch. So there's a smaller notch that's narrower, but a little bit taller, and that leaves room internally for a new architecture. So they've given room for a new battery. So they have an A15 Bionic CPU that's a 5 nanometer CPU, but it has a larger battery because of smaller components. So it should extend battery life. On the Mini, it should extend it up to 1.5 hours, and on the 13, it should be up to 2 hours longer battery life. So that's a great thing a lot of people were wanting. The display also goes up to 800 nits of regular brightness or 1200 nits peak, and then it also has some updated cameras as well. So you have larger sensors internally with sensor shift stabilization and cinematic video modes, which are available on the 13 mini and 13 and the Pro models as well, and allows you to take cinematic video where you can rack focus to whatever you're looking at automatically, or you can select what to focus on after you've recorded it. Now, I'm not sure if all of those features are available on the regular model, but they are available on the Pro. Now, along with this, they did announce some new cases. as well as Find My with a wallet case. So with your wallet, if you're using the MagSafe wallet, you'll have the option for Find My. Now, when it comes to the Pro models of the next generation phones, they do get a big update when it comes to the cameras. Now, this is my 12 Pro Max, but where they've updated it is with a couple different things. Now, the first thing is they're keeping the same exact pricing. So the price is $999 for the Pro and $1,099 for the Pro Max to start. And you also have the same display size, 6.1 inch and 6.7 inch for the main display options. You have one new color between them. You have Sierra Blue. You still have silver, gold, and graphite for the Pro and Pro Max. Again, you get that smaller notch, and it's a new panel that can go up to 1,000 nits with regular use and even brighter with peak use. It has 10 to 120 hertz ProMotion. It can vary the display up and down. So just like the iPad Pro, it can vary the display up to 120 hertz. They did not mention anything about an always-on display though. Maybe we'll have that with an update, but we're not really sure. They mentioned nothing about it. Again, you get the same A15 CPU, but you have a 5-core GPU in the Pro models. You also have new cameras all around, where you have larger sensors in some, updated ultra-wide cameras. You also can do macro. You can assign styles to it and have that cinematic video mode to choose focus afterward, and also ProRes video coming later. So if you want to record in ProRes, like I do often with my cameras here, or I use ProRes to get some of the best quality, you can do that also. And then you have a larger battery. And on these devices, the larger battery gives you extended life as well, just like it does on the other models. So on the iPhone 13 Pro, you get up to 1.5 hours of extra battery life and up to 2.5 hours of longer battery life on the Pro Max. So they've really updated the battery. I think they've focused on that, as many people have wanted. And both or all 4 of the phones are available to pre-order on the 17th. That's Friday the 17th at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and will be available on September 24th. So all 6 products, other than the Apple Watch today, they're coming out with the iPhones and the iPads. Those are all coming out in a couple Fridays from now. So that's pretty exciting. All of those things will be available then. Now, they've also discontinued some phones as well. So the iPhone 12 mini, 12 Pro, and 12 Pro Max have been discontinued, similar to what they do every year. And instead, we just have the iPhone 12 still remaining. The 12 now comes in at $599, so they've lowered the price a little bit. They've also kept the iPhone 11 around. So you have the iPhone 11 for $499, so that's available still. And you've also got the iPhone SE second generation starting at $399. They've done away with the iPhone XR. All of the iPhone 11 Pro Series, 12 Pro Series have been discontinued either last year or this year. So all of those models are no longer available new from Apple, but you have the SE, the 11, the 12, and all of the 13 models. So all of those are still available, and you can buy those new. Now, as far as when to expect iOS 15, well, Apple announced it after the event. They posted it on their website. So iOS 15 releases to the public on Monday, September 20th, and usually it's around 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That will launch alongside iPadOS 15, watchOS 8, tvOS 15, and HomePodOS 15. macOS is coming a little bit later. They haven't said exactly when that will be released. So maybe in a few weeks, maybe at a separate October event after new Macs or something along those lines. Either way, they haven't said just yet. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below if you're going to be picking one up, if you already have an iPhone 12 Pro Max, if you're going to be picking up an iPhone 13, or any of the other products announced today. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, of course, I'll link it in the description like I normally do. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.